Hi guys,
Hi guys,
welcome to our YouTube channel.
it's the Gregs again.
I am Kemi and he is Greg.
The number 8 question you need to ask each other is about sexual intimacy. And if one party has been active before, that kind of it doesn't make it easier, right? It means that there's more work to be done.
And today we have something very interesting for
Very.
you all, and we hope you learn one or two things from it. And if you have any questions or advice or anything you just want to add or say, please don't hesitate to put in the comment section.
Please do.
So today we'll be talking about something very, very important. We will be having a discussion on 10 important questions that couples need to, or people in courtship need to ask each other
10.
before they say I do.
Yep.
It goes both ways, like what the man has to ask the lady and the lady has to ask the man.
Yeah, so just we went through a lot of questions and we figured out these 10 are the most crucial ones and we call them non-negotiables. That means you have to come to an agreement, right, concerning this. There are other, ones that are easily, you can agree on and probably overlook them.
Or pick up.
Yeah.
Or pick up in, let's say you were in a relationship for like 5 years or 2 years.
5 years.
No, I'm just saying, like, let's see. Stop now. This is that you're in a relationship for like 2 years or 1 year. There's some things you will actually pick up and know that you might not really need to ask questions.
Yeah, true.
You will just see it and know, and probably not even have any issues with. But there are some that you really need to ask
from day one.
Yes.
And these are
like just ask questions, because you're not dating for fun. You're dating to
get married. The first one is the medical history of your partner. You need to find out the genotype, their blood group. Do they have any infections? Have they had any infections in the past? Have they been sexually active?
Are they carrier of any form of disease?
You need to know. Like, these are questions that I call them non-negotiables. Like, you really need to know from the beginning. I remember when my wife and I were to get married, right? And she always knew she was an AA person. I thought I was AA too. Until a few months to the wedding, we decided to do the test, and I saw I was AS. Yes, I'm shocked because I lived more than 27 something years of my life thinking
you were A.
I was A, right? Not only to find out a few months before my wedding. So imagine if I found out I was AS and she was AS. Imagine it would have been so disastrous.
Yeah.
So it's better to
don't assume.
Don't, even if they tell you they know, let them do it again. I've heard of cases where somebody has done the test legit before and they give them a result and it wasn't done properly. These things are very easy to mix up. So it's always good to be double sure. You also need to find out if they've been sexually active in the past. That's before they met you. And find out if they've treated any form of infection before. See, these are it might sound a bit somehow, but you need to know. Because you're going to spend the rest of your life with this person, and if they've had an infection in the past and they've not treated it well, it might end up affecting you and also affecting them, because then it might affect their ability to reproduce and childbirth becomes a thing, and then you start going to prayer mountains and the likes, right? So it's better to just know all these issues, and then you know how to treat it. You know what to do, right, at that time.
The one that is more crucial should be the blood group and genotype, because when an AS means an AS. But I've heard stories where AS and AS get married and then they go for medical checks, and then they are able to do it in a way that they give birth to children that are not SS. I don't know how they do it.
But that's rare.
That's I don't know how.
It's not common.
But you don't want to take chances with your children's
of course
life.
So it's better you just.
So me, I was able to know mine because I worked in the medical lab during my IT, so I did it myself. Prior to that time, my mom did it for me, and then I knew that was AA.
I thought I knew.
and I knew my blood group also. So even the other tests, even when you know that you're not even sexually active, because at least I'm a medical biology student and I have a little idea about this stuff. Sometimes it might not even be that maybe it's sexually.
Yeah,
like you could have used maybe a sharp object that someone that is infected
has used before. So it's good to just check everything.
So it's just very, very risky. So it's very risky. So it's better the one that is even common is this hepatitis B.
Yeah.
So like that one, you don't even need to be sexually active. You could just be from someone. Maybe you took somebody's bodily fluid, anything. So you just have to be very, very careful, ask questions, and then if it's something that is treatable, let them start treating themselves.
Of course. Also,
So
you need to
that
check issues relating to family history and
yeah,
things that are hereditary. Mental illnesses. Like, these are questions you can ask subtly, and over time you can figure it out how to work with your partner on this. But it's always good to know.
the STI, like sexually transmitted infections, which is sometimes not all sexually transmitted.
Let's just say infections.
Infections, yes.
Yeah.
Let's not put it that way, because some people get this stuff through
Different
means,
yeah.
and it can be really, really painful. So it's not their fault, but it's also better for your partner to know that you have this,
or you've had it,
or you've had it.
You've treated it in the past.
So the second question you need to ask your partner is a question about their past life.
Bang, bang, bang.
Drum rolls. All right, it's just a question about their past life, and it's in the past.
Have they died before?
Abba now.
Did they come back to life?
Oh my god. It's in the past, but
we agree.
You need to talk about it.
You need to know.
Because if anything that has to do with that past life comes up in the future, you don't want to start explaining. you don't want to start that at all. So it's better to tell your partner everything about your past life, past relationship. I'm sure some ladies don't want to, or some people, not even only ladies, some men don't want to hear what your relationship is or what your relationship was. Some people might have been through like horrible things in the hands of whoever their past partner was. So, and they can start showing you that trait, like this defensive trait, based on what they've been through.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's not their fault.
It's not their fault, but then it's just because they've not fully healed from it. So they begin to react to you, not because they are that kind of person, but they've been through some things in the past, and it's better to know so that you can also help each other. You had like something that happened to me way back, and then it affected me in a way that I started having these anger issues. So, but thank God I was very open about it from the get-go. Like I was very open, so I told him everything about it, and with his help and God help, I was able to get through it. At least I'm getting better. At least I'm not where I used to be, because it wasn't easy. So it's always good to tell your partner, and if they know it's not something they can cope with,
you guys should just know.
Just know and walk away so that you don't have any issue in the future.
True. It's only a seed that you bury that can actually grow. If you sow a seed of secrecy at the beginning, it will only grow and begin to bear its own fruits. Number one fruit of that is distrust. So you eventually find out something in the future, and you will not trust that person, because then you'll be wondering what else have they been hiding aside this one. So it's better you let them know how it has been. If you're not proud of your past life, see, let me tell you something. I'm not proud of it. Thank God for Jesus, right? But I have to let her know. And if it's someone that is meant for you, they would see past these things and stick with you. If they hear these things and they go, just know they're not meant for you.
Exactly.
And they saved you the trouble.
Exactly.
Do you get? So, for instance, a woman lost her womb maybe during her youth, and then she is supposed to get married to someone, and the guy wants to have kids, and she obviously cannot have any kids, right? So my advice is tell the person, let them know, do not marry them, and and the same thing goes for men. Maybe a man is impotent and he doesn't tell the woman, do you get? And he knows that is going to affect their marriage. So it's better to just be open, right? The power of God is real. They can always get healed of these things, but it's better you do it in openness, not in secrecy. You cannot use one lie to cover another lie. The third thing you need to find out is, what are their beliefs in terms of spirituality, in terms of religion, in terms of how they see God. What do they think about God? Do they tithe, right? Do they want to go to church every Sunday?
It's not the I am a Christian, but I don't go to church.
Do you understand? Like, you guys, if
I
you are
met someone like that.
if you are
recently.
I'm a Christian, I don't go to church. He's also I'm a Christian, I don't go to church. Perfect match made in heaven. You understand? So if you are the type that, when somebody is having a headache, you are saying, no, faith will heal you. You don't need to take any drug. And she's the type that, please take paracetamol. You need to figure it out at the beginning. These are like differences, even in the spirituality and religion part of it. You need to find out, you guys must try and be on the same spiritual, like you must have the same spiritual understanding. It's possible that one partner may have gone deeper than the other. That's fine. And it can be male, it can be female. But most importantly, you guys have the understanding of, okay, even if they are going this route, I'm ready to support them. So for instance, my wife never expected that after a few years that I'll be called to ministry. Why you doing mouth like that?
Can you leave me alone?
Did they plan to marry a pastor? So looking at our own experience, a few years ago, I never knew I was going to become a pastor. Neither did she. So when the call came, sometime last year, it was a surprise to even myself and herself. And it took her a while to actually come to that realization, even to understand. It wasn't easy because she never had it in the plan. It wasn't there. But if she wasn't even on that spiritual level in the first place, it would have been a no-no. Do you get what I'm saying? And it would have been very, very difficult for myself. So you need to understand your partner. So it's very important for you to know your partner's spiritual goals and know where they're headed. And you guys can always agree on it because, like I said, it is very, very, these things can cause friction where one person is not ready to step into that life and the other person has been ready since like 5 years ago, just waiting for.
Because the thing is, he actually asked me when we were cutting. So
In passing, I didn't know, by the way.
So he asked the question, and I was like, why? What are you looking for? Like, are you not okay with serving God in the department that you are and all of that? But then we have
it.
And I'm grateful to God. So the fourth question you need to ask your partner is, what is your view, or what are their views about parental influence, and if they are attached to either their mom or their dad in that aspect of maybe they have so much control over them that is whatever daddy says or whatever mommy says. So then you guys need to talk about it. Or maybe you guys have an issue in your relationship or in your marriage, and then someone is already running to tell mommy and daddy that they should come and see you.
Brother and sister.
They should come and see you. So it's something that can actually be settled. It's something that can actually be resolved. And that's based on the two of you talking about it, the two partners talking about it, and trying to find a way to actually solve it. Then after a while, the other partner that doesn't have that issue can study his partner or his or her partner, and then look at it. Then after some time, if he sees or she sees some changes, then they will know that, okay, this actually works. You get me? So you know that this actually works. So please don't be afraid to ask. Is mommy? Do you have? Are you a mommy's boy or a mommy's daughter? Please just.
I think this issue, right, is also better still when you are observing the person in courtship. So in courtship, you should know what is their inclination towards it. Are their parents actually controlling their every move? And if yes, okay, do they have a mind of their own? Especially for men. If the man doesn't have a mind on his own, you need to be careful. Bible says a man is actually supposed to leave his father and his mother and then cleave to his wife and they become one. So if you notice your man is not ready to leave his parents, please, he's not ready for marriage. I end my case there. So for the fifth thing you guys need to talk about is the number of kids you're actually going to have or you plan to have. I come from a family of 2. In terms of siblings, I have just one sister. She comes from a family of 4. They have 4 siblings with the father and the mother.
So because he had just one sibling, they're just two children.
Yes.
And me, in my own family, we are 4. So he wanted 2 kids, and I wanted 4 kids.
Can you blame me?
So the thing is, I think it was just based on where we're coming from and number of siblings that we have. So we decided to like, okay, yeah, talk. Let's reach an
Ask
agreement.
her why she wants 4.
Why do you want 2?
She will tell you that it's because they are 4.
Why do you want 2?
Because it's good for the economy.
Which economy? All right.
The earth should not be overpopulated. So have 2 kids. Everybody's okay. Ewoloju.
So we had to like reach an agreement on it, and okay, to find a balance, we were like, okay, 3 kids to the glory of God and shame of the devil. We agreed on that. So this is
And
something
I
that
told her, let her have 1 first. When she see how the thing is in the body,
what's your
she will
own?
determine whether
Our mother's
your
mother
mothers
had like 5, 6,
they
7.
did their
Did they
own.
die?
Do your own. When you do one,
Did they die?
no problem.
No. They are even elder than us.
When you do one,
Mm,
you decide whether you want to do 4.
don't worry. God will do it.
No problem. I can't argue with that.
So give me let me day my day.
No problem.
So this is a question that partners have to ask each other. How many kids do you want to have? Some want 1, some want 2, some want 3, some want 4, some want 5. But in a situation where one partner wants 2 and one partner wants 4, the 2 of them have to find a balance. So it's something that everyone has to discuss. Not that after marriage you've already said I do, and then it comes to childbearing, and then you are like, no, I don't want to have more than 1. I don't. Then
It will spoil my shape.
oh, it will spoil my shape. After 1, that's all. Or even I've seen people that don't even want to have kids at all. I don't know why, but it's their their opinion about childbearing and everything. Another question, which is like let's say the first one was 5A, then this one is 5B, is couples should ask each other when you want to start giving birth.
Yeah.
Is it after a year, like when you get married after a year or 2 years or 3 years? When? Or is it immediately?
You need to agree.
You need to agree on that. Well, me for a person, someone that I prefer, okay, after a year, what are you waiting for? Just have a baby, because but then it's up to anybody. Maybe they have something they are doing, but they just want to get married, and just know that they are couples already.
Yeah.
So, but people might have many things that they want to do first, and
before they start giving birth.
Exactly, like school, maybe a PhD program and everything, and maybe they feel they won't be able to combine the 2 together. But these are the things that both partners need to consider, both partners need to talk about, so that they would avoid future problems or issues that will come up.
Number 6, how would you deal with issues? What do I mean? So your partner and yourself have an argument, and you guys have not properly decided or properly laid out how you deal with it, in the sense that, let me use our case for instance. One of the agreements we made, and we learned this the hard way, so it's not as if we knew everything, but now that you're watching this video, at least you have an idea of the kind of things that you can actually put forward, right?
Based on experience.
Based on experience, right? So we told ourselves that we are not going to go to bed angry with each other. Have we always followed that rule? No,
not 100%.
Not 100%, but I can tell you at least 98%. That's a fair number, no?
Let's say 90.
90, okay.
Yes.
To be fair, 90%, right?
Yeah.
So because at the end of the day, the issue you have in this person, if you're able to see it as the person is not the problem, the issue is the problem. So you guys need to work together to resolve that issue.
So what's the pattern?
Okay, when we have an issue, do you want us to just stay away and then come back and talk about it? Is that how it's going to be? When everyone is hot, let's just chill. When everyone becomes ice water, no. Or do you guys want to, as the matter is happening, you want to deal with it right there and then, which I do not usually advise. I've always followed that rule myself. Sometimes you want to just get things off your chest, but
it always leads to problem.
Yeah, many times I've had to ask myself, do I want to be right, or do I want to keep my marriage? So I'm not perfect, right? But if you weigh your marriage against that issue, most times you realize that issue is not actually worth it. It's best you guys talk about this, that, when I'm angry, I rather just stay away. Maybe you're that kind of person that you don't like conflict like she. doesn't like to like get in that one-on-one back and forth.
Arguments.
Me, I like it. I don't have issues, and I'm not doing it to spite the person. I'm not doing it to hurt the person.
It's just based
on clarity and okay, I want to say this on my mind. She doesn't like it. Once an issue, she just wants to pack her bag and just go to one corner and just stay. So we are that different people. So we need to understand how do we work together in this. So if you discuss that with your partner, I believe that you'll be able to come to a reasonable solution and then work things better.
So the number 7 question.
Number 7.
Yes, that's partners have to ask each other before they say I do, is what are you expecting financially, or how do we handle our finances?
Yeah.
How do we contribute to the family? How do we keep or save money? What are the things that we need each other? Are we having a joint account or a savings account or a personal, anyone? Or maybe we just have one account that can be handled by anybody, either the husband or the wife. How do you guys want it? Like, it's something you have to talk about, because you see this thing called finances, this money thing. It has a way. This saying that money is the root of all evil. It has a way of affecting so many things that it can cause people that are best of friends to fight.
Yeah.
Like, it can cause a lot of things. It can cause you to lose your job if you have money issues. It can cause a lot of things in a relationship, in anywhere. It's something that couples need to talk about. Like, when you're courting, you need to talk about it. You need to also even understand how each other deals with money.
Their money habits.
Yes. Yeah. Are you a person that likes to spend lavishly without having savings?
Talk about us.
Or are you the kind of person that likes to save your money? Or are you stingy to yourself? There's a difference between being like saving money and being stingy. Like, there are two different things. Some people are stingy. They have money, but they are stingy. Not only to everyone, they are stingy to themselves. So that's when you know that that's problem. They have money, but it's as if they are saving the money, but that's not savings. That's a big problem. A very, very, very big one. So we had our own share of the old stuff, because I've always been the kind of person, maybe because of upbringing and everything, that I always want to like make my own money, save my own money. I save a lot, then invest in business, something that I know that okay, it's going to give me more money. So I'm that kind of person. So based on some other issues that growing up, let's say, affected him, he wasn't the saving person. So it was more of, I see money, I spend it, that's the end.
Not forget, Father, I see money, I give money.
That's another thing. He could give someone his last card. And I was like, see, I don't have issues with you giving, but you see, giving your last card is out of it. It's really, really out of it.
Givers shall never lack.
Nobody's saying you will lack, but why do you give out money in your account?
Because I know I cannot lack.
That's the thing. We cannot even do it again now. Because you are married. You are married, and no, I don't believe in giving my last card. You need something from me. If let's say you come and say you want 50K from me, if that's the only money with me, I'll ask you, sorry, but I think I can only give you maybe 20 or 15K. Is that okay? I can't come and release on my own money. What if I encounter an issue and I need money for it too? Will I start begging? Then me, I become a borrower. Me, I give out my own money. What kind of problem is that? What kind of problem is that?
Oh my God.
So it's something that it took us time. It took us years, or it took you years to change. And I'm happy. Now is the one that is always about saving. He's the one that is always about us saving, not buying things that are not needed. Because me, I can be not like I don't like saving. I like when I see something and I know that there's money for that thing, I want to buy it.
So there's a sprinkle of spending inside you. I mean, you see.
But the thing is, they're always very, very
important things.
Important things.
Like a new jumper.
But no, not that one. But household appliances.
Oh
most of the things that we bought that he didn't agree with, he's the one using them more than I do.
You bought them already now. If I don't use it, it's a waste. So you also one thing again is you need to ask your partner that, especially from the woman's point of view, does your man want you to work, or does you want you to play Oga wife? By Oga wife, I mean, does he want you to just stay at home? And are you the one that type that like usually wants to do our own stuff? So you guys
make your own money.
You guys need to have
A
that
career woman.
Do you understand?
A business woman.
You guys need to have that agreement, or else it might cause friction. Or is it the other way around? You don't want to work. To believe if you enter your husband's house,
your husband should be the only
you should just
one
be flexing
doing
ahead.
everything.
And he's like, no, you have to also contribute to the home.
But this thing is it even up for
Debate?
Because why will you be in a marriage with someone and you don't want to contribute and you don't want to save money, except the man says you shouldn't? But even at that, I believe when everyone was growing up, they had plans
for their life.
I'm sorry if I sound maybe a bit too harsh, but then I believe we had plans. Our plans might not have pulled through yet, but everyone is a work in progress. I am a work in progress. I'm not where I want to be in my career yet, but I'm not where I used to be. Even in my business, it's a gradual thing.
Something should drive you, even as a woman.
Yes. So even if you're going to be a full housewife, please
no
get
problem.
one business doing.
Yeah.
Because God forbid something happens to the business or your husband's job, what's going to happen? Someone needs to keep the family running. I
think it boils down to even a mindset of how each person grew up. So some men don't just like their wives to work.
They didn't want them to contribute.
Do you get? They don't want, which is fine. If your husband is like that, kudos.
Yes.
Yeah, but I bet you, even if he doesn't want you to, and you show him something and you do something, he will respect you more.
Yes.
Do you get? And not just a freeloader. It's your husband, I understand. I'm not blaming anyone. But you're going to be able to get more respect. So, and it's also for your own personal self-esteem.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to go running to him every time you need even the smallest of all things. Also, it's the responsibility of the man to provide for the home, right? So a man should not open his mouth down and be expecting that the woman should bring money.
Or what do you bring to the table?
Do you get? So
this probably has to be, you guys talk about it. And then it's not something you impose on the woman at the same time.
This is for the man now. So do not impose. It's your responsibility to take care of the home and all the expenses. So if your woman contributes, it's a bonus to the family. Put that in the savings somewhere. She gets, and if she doesn't and she's not able to, right? No pressure. So the number 8 question you need to ask each other is about sexual intimacy. What do I mean? Remember, as Christian couples, you're not supposed to fornicate or kiss or do any of those stuff before marriage. So the question is, how do you then know some certain things? Simple, just ask them, especially if one party has been active. So I'll break it in 3 parts. So if both parties are virgins, awesome. That's probably, to me, the best combo, right? That means you guys are going to learn together. So you guys can either see a counselor, right, or read a book. A certified
erotic.
I won't say erotic, but a book that doesn't promote promiscuity, right? Or should you get more for knowledge sake. So you use that to understand how the bodies actually work. And if one party has been active before, that kind of it doesn't make it easier, right? It means that there's more work to be done. And I'll tell you what I mean. You might think, yes. So you might think that, because one person is already been active before, and person will just teach the other person. That is not always the case. What usually happens in that case is that one person has already built up some level of appetite or expectations in their previous life, and then they would subconsciously pass on those expectations to the new person that doesn't know anything, and then that can put the person under pressure to want to meet up.
You want to come to that level.
Do you get? And that is not how sex works. There's nothing like sexual compatibility. You guys you compact, in quotes, inside the marriage. Do you get? So you find your rhythm inside the marriage. So if you love someone, so that's why it's better if both of you are virgins, because then you guys get to learn and grow together. Nobody knows how it is. So nobody knows how it feels. Do you get? So everybody's just learning. So, but if peradventure one party has been exposed, it's not a death sentence. It's just that there's going to be more work to be done, right? Because then one person has an expectation, one person has an appetite that they might want to pass on to the other person. So in that case, I'd advise that patience is key, right?
And talking. That's why you
communication.
Need to talk about it.
You always need to communicate about it.
Find a balance.
I think that was our case, right? That was our own case, and it only took God to help us in that space. Do you have an angle to this, babe?
No, I said it all, really, because I said it all. It just boils down to the two partners finding a balance. finding out, okay, are you a virgin? Have you had sex before? Maybe you've been sexually active before in the past, because you guys just need to talk about it. And then, okay, how are we going to go about it? Are we going to see a counselor? Are we going to talk about it? Okay, if you are virgins, then that one you need more reading, you need more
Knowledge.
knowledge.
Yeah.
So you don't hurt each other in
Mhm.
the process of, you know what I'm talking about. So that's
They
it.
don't know. And if you guys have been both exposed before, the same thing with the previous set, that is when one person has been exposed, you guys need to just understand, calm down and understand each other.
The person is your past
Do you get,
past
do you understand?
whatever.
So, people have had like really wild experiences and
Yeah.
they want the husband to meet up,
Or
and the
wife
guy
to meet
is
up.
just doing his own thing and they cannot meet up, and then it looks like it's horrible. No, sex does not work like that. You get, it takes love to actually make it work. You need to understand this person, know how they feel, communicate to them or with them.
So the number 9
999.
question you need to ask before you say I do on that altar is, what are the expected rules, or what do you expect your partner to be doing in the marriage? I mean, what's the role of a husband? I mean, what's the role of the wife? Let me give an example.
I want my wife to
do what? To be flying
to
in
be
the middle of the night.
to be cuddling me in the middle.
No, it's not only cuddling you. All right. So me, I've always been the kind of person that I know that, okay, if I get married, I don't want to always be the only one doing the house chores.
Almighty chores.
House chores. No, I don't want to be the only one doing it. So it's something we talked about. He doesn't even have issues with. So after talking about it, he didn't have issues with it. So it's not everyone that will be like that. Some men can ask you that, why will I be doing house chores? So it's something you have to talk about with your partner. What is it that is this person's role? What is my husband's role in the marriage? What is my role in the marriage? Or it's just coming back to what we said about finances, and then I think we talked about husband wanting their wives to be maybe full housewife and all of those things. It might be because, oh, they want them to be able to take care of the children, so the husband can work, and then there's someone at home to take care of the children all the time to avoid issues. Because sometimes when both parties are working and then they don't pay so much attention to children, something else can happen.
True.
Sometimes they talk about it that way, but it's something that the two partners have to talk about and reach an agreement on, find a balance, and that way we know, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing in my marriage. I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be doing that. What do you want?
It's very, very, very important. Even for a man, you need to ask yourself, what role do I want my wife to play?
You can even read books about the role of a wife in the marriage, or the role of a husband in the marriage.
In the next 10, 15 years, you realize that you as a man, you've grown so much in your career, you've grown so much, and you've relegated your woman to kitchen duties and the other room duties.
Oh, at the level. And
you
then
get?
She's finding it hard.
She's finding out to like meet up,
Meet
and
up.
then you begin to complain later that you can't take her out to some dinners. You're meeting the president, you can't take your wife because you are worried about what she's going to see there. Remember, these are rules, these are things that you should have corrected when the marriage was younger. So as you develop, also develop your wife. Like I usually say, however a woman turns out is the fault of the man, whether good or bad. The number 10 question you need to ask each other is, what is your temperament? We know there are like 4 types. I think sanguine, choleric, melancholy, and I can't remember the last one. Right? These are like proper descriptions of how temperaments are. So you need to ask them if they know, and if they don't know, study them and find out, because that would help you know the kind of person that they are.
Yeah.
Also, in terms of their anger management, how do they react to situations?
Do they throw things?
Do they break TV?
When they are angry?
Do they scatter the floor?
Do they hit you?
Do they shout?
Or hit people?
Did you get? Also observe how they treat people.
Or did they leave the house?
Yeah, also observe how they treat people around them, right? People that are very close, people that they met before they knew you. So their mom, friends, siblings.
Yeah,
how do they treat these people? People that observe how they treat people that are lesser than them. Yeah, people that work under them. If they are like bosses, maids, drivers, watch that. Then also watch how they treat people that are are higher than them? Do they honor them? Because the truth is, for each person, how this person treats all these types of people would play in the marriage on how they treat you in different situations. So if they treat their people that work under them terribly, at any time when the man has the upper hand, is going to treat you terribly. See, you can't take it away. I'm just telling you, he's there. If he's the type that usually respects people a lot, whether old or young, when it's your turn, it's going to respect you. So it just has a way of playing out. Does it happen like this all the time? 100% no. But from multiple cases, right? If the guy is the one that maybe he talks to his mom anyhow, believe me, your turn is coming.
Rude to virtually anyone older than him, because if they can do it to their parents,
who are you?
You might ask the question and then they might not give you a direct answer. Like your partner might not give you a direct answer.
That's why you need to be honest.
But this is why it's a question to ask before you say I do, or it's something that you need to observe before you say I do.
With discernment of the Spirit of God.
Yes,
because they won't show you some things.
That's the thing, because some things you might not even see it during courtship. It might be when you get married.
True.
But God will not make it our portion in Jesus' name.
What about people that, men that, speak down on their wives? They don't allow them to speak. That itself is emotional torture.
You begin to lose your self-esteem. Like, it's as if you're nothing, you're worthless, that kind of stuff.
Or if he yells at you constantly, do you get? That is something else. Do you get? So these are things that you need to sense.
You can even control it. Do you know a way is that if you're the kind of person now, like me, I don't like people yelling at me. You yell at me.
You just start crying.
I don't like it. Talk to me. Don't shout. Just talk to me directly. I can hear you. You don't need to shout. You don't need to be angry. Tell me, like those word for word, I will understand. So it's something that maybe if I feel like, even if it's just small raising of voice, you are raising your voice. So it's something that you can actually correct when you feel like it's not working, or when you now tell your partner that maybe the guy or the lady, you're shouting or you're raising your voice, I don't like it, and then you're like, how can you tell me that? Just so that it's a red flag, but can be worked on if the two of you know that you love each other that much and you want to work on it. Because it's one thing to have this behavior, it's another thing to know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. So you can be doing something and not see anything bad in it. You can have that people that fling things when they're hungry, or they bang the door, or do a lot of stuff.
They don't know
they
that.
Might not know.
They might not see it as a bad thing.
That is a bad thing. Or you get angry for this.
And you put people in your 3-bedroom compartment in your mind. So you have a space for people that different cages for different people.
So they might not know. So it's something that
if you can deal with that with love and prayers, all those things can be sorted.
You can help your partner to get over it. But if you feel like
the partner
is not ready,
the partner has to be ready. That's what I want to say.
That's it. If he's not ready,
partner has to be ready to want to
run. It's a red flag. Ask her this question. And trust me, this is just a few.
There's a whole lot more.
I would say the most important. Not that the other questions are not important. Like there are a whole lot of other questions.
Questions like, maybe should I buy a house? Should we buy a house before you buy a car? Or buy a car before
cleanliness.
Do you get attitude cleanliness? All those ones can be worked on.
A lot of other questions that you need to ask. So these are the 10 questions you need to ask before you say the word or the statement?
The phrase.
Or the phrase, yes, the phrase.
I do.
If you have questions for us, like we said at the beginning of this video, please leave it in the comment for us. If you had more things you want to add, if you have something that probably you don't agree with us on, you can probably shed more light on it in the comment section for us, and we will see it, and we will really, really, really appreciate, because we might be telling us something that will help us, or you might be telling someone that is going through the comment section what will help them. So we appreciate every comment, both good and bad, or both ones that looks like you're opposing us. No problem.
It's fine. We're not perfect. We don't know everything. So
we're just talking based on our own level of understanding, and we hope this helps someone who is on the way to the floor of I do. So, or the stage of I do. So
what you do?
Why will you two do? You're not married. Please get married. Marriage is a good thing. It's a good thing. My husband here now, it's not like he's going through a lot, but
I'm going through a lot.
in my hand,
A lot is going through me.
don't mind him. Am I not taking care of you? Sure. All right, thank you for watching to this point. We hope you enjoyed our video. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also share. Thank you for watching, and bye.